Welcome to Upgrade. I'm your host, Frank the Tank, and today we're going to bring in a hub, an 8-port hub, 3-pin fan SATA controller. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this thing and see what it can do for you. But first of all, let's go ahead. And this is called the LiuTian computer SATA 1 to 8 multi-way splitter cooler. So what it is, it's a SATA control power supply up to 1 to 8 fans, like I said. It does take a 3-pin for any kind of fans that you currently have. It's a 12-volt power adapter. It has 3 speeds, 3 type of different speeds. There's 2 speeds and 1 off button pretty much. And let's go ahead and open it up, see what you guys get first. So you grab the little box, tiny little box, no details. This is how it came in on an Amazon box for $7.99. It's not bad. So they do give you just this little tiny device. If you guys see it, it's very simple. There's a SATA connection in here. I'll put that SATA connection right here on this side. If you guys see the L shape right here, that's a SATA. I'm trying to get that converter to okay. There's 3 buttons. There's a low on the first, off in the middle, and there's a high. So that's a speed controller for your fans. And there's 1 connection, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 connections. That's it. There's no more connections on this one. It's an 8 generic fan connection. Very simple. It comes with a double-sided tape of Velcro, 3M. Very simple, easy to go. It's actually not Velcro. It's just a double-sided tape. That's pretty much what it is. So right now we have it at off, and we are going to test it out so you guys can see how it runs and how simple it is to use, and how hard is it to set up. I mean, this is a great module to have in a computer that you run out of space. If you run out of space on your hard drive, on your motherboard for fan, and this is not a 4-pin, it's 3-pin all around, just to let you guys know, 3-pin fan connection. So it's the new ones, not for the older ones. So you're probably gonna have to buy something different. I just revealed different brands too also, but this is only for a 3-pin. So we're gonna go ahead and test it out and see how it works. If you have any questions, very simple, 3 button SATA connection, 8 3-pin ports all around, 3 types of switches, low power, middle is off, high power, SATA connection, double-sided tape. It could go behind your motherboard, it could go on top, it could go anywhere. You run out of space on motherboard, this is a great option to have. I like this all around. First of all, it's a very small little module. We're gonna zoom in a little bit, just a little bit more, so you guys can see more of it. And we got 3 fans here. We got this Thermaltake fan, larger fan. We have a generic fan, don't know the brand. It's Coolcox, that's the name of it. And then we have this large Corsair. This is a badass fan. I like this fan. So basically what you got to do is you need a power supply. You do need a desktop power supply. And we're going to set this desktop power supply in here just to power these fans through these converters so you guys can see it. So when you set up your desktop, I'm going to show you exactly how to connect it from here, from your desktop power supply to this module, right? So you have to have one of these power supplies, of course. When you buy your desktop, you're going to have these connections. They give you multiple connections in here. They give you a lot of, you have this one main connection which goes to your motherboard. For today we're going to test it. This is for testing purposes. We're going to put one of these extensions in here, and we did a little hack where you actually put it on 2 pins, and then you could actually power this power supply to power on, because without the motherboard connection you're not going to be able to. So this is a little simple hack that you could do. You could buy this into this extension and put the little pin, double pin on it, and it'll make it work. So this is a great idea to have if you want to make RGB lighting testing and other stuff. So not a bad thing to have. So we're going to set this up on the side for now. This is not necessary, like I said. It's only for testing purposes. Now when you buy a power supply, it comes with all these generic connections. Of course, you got the GPU connections, your CPU connections, and then you have these SATA power adapters, power supply areas. And this is pretty much to power all your power supply. So if you have a hard drive, say you have a hard drive, here's your hard drive, you power it up through here. You have 2 connections, one to your motherboard, one to the actual power supply. And of course they are like little L shaped, so you got to pretty much match them, mismatch them. So you got to match them up, you plug them in, and that's the power supply for actual hard drive. This, of course, this I just opened this hard drive. It's not a working hard drive. This is to power this power hard drive. If you see it, simple. But today we have multiple adapters. They give you a lot of power supply for a SATA connection. They give you like 2 or 3 connections. Depends on the power supply you have. But today we're just gonna power up this module. So what you want to do is power up this module. So we're gonna plug it in here. That's all you got to do. That's all you have to do. Get one of the SATA connections to power up this thing. So we're gonna plug this in, and then what you want to do is get all your existing fans to power up from here. And like I said, there are 3-pin fans, so we're going to connect all of them in different areas so you guys can see how it's working, all right, and how easy it is. So pretending you're setting this up on your desktop, very simple. This could be behind the desktop itself. You know, there's another area you could hide this, all the connections could hit. This is pretty much just a fan hub, that's all it is. So we set this up on the side, put it in here so you guys can see it all lined up, and generic fan right here, thermal-take fan, there we go, and of course the piece de resistance. This is the main power that we're going to power this desktop power supply. So we're going to power it up, and the power just went on. If you see it, there's no power to it right now, but there is an LED light lighting up right now, and the only reason is because I have it on off. If you guys see it, it's off. It's off right now. So right now we're gonna put it into low, so the fans turn on. So this will be something that you don't really have to mess around with it. But if it gets too noisy and it's too cool in your system, you check the settings on your computer, you can always come back and turn them off too if you don't need the extra fans. If you're gonna be playing a lot of games and you feel a lot of heat, then you want to crank it up to the high. Let's see how high it is. So right now we're going to high. Actually, we're going to low. This is low. And then we're gonna put into this is low, and we're gonna put into crank it up to the high, and you can hear the fans cooling off. Ooh, this feels good. Actually, it feels really good. Very simple module, little 8-port hub for your fans only 3 pins on each of the 8-port, and you need a power. You cannot control the fan speeds through this module, only through this buttons, through the switch. That's the only, and there's only 2 types of speeds. High, which you're hearing it right now, it's probably 1800 RPMs. And then you have the low, which it goes probably to 700. Depends on the module that you have, you know. Now you do require a 12-volt connection, so it has to be a SATA 12-volt connection in order to get this going, all right? And like I said, you have an option. You don't have to have this module, but if you run out of space on your actual motherboard, or you don't have the right converters, you can always buy this individual little 8-port hub, SATA to 1 to 8 multiple splitters, cooler for fans and other modules. It does not control any of your speeds. Like I said, it does all of them at once, only with this switch. This is high, this is low. Very simple, easy to set up, easy to have. And you'll find your system running a lot better in cooling if you add more fans to it. Of course, in order to retain these kind of fans, you have to have the right power supply too. If you run out of power, then you're gonna need a bigger power source. You know, sometimes these power supplies don't last forever. You might have to break it down. You can always buy a different voltages down the line, but right now, if you add more fans to a different desktop that you purchase and you don't have enough connections for your motherboard, this is a great option to have. This is for testing purposes. We're setting it up here just for testing purposes, so you can see it. I have a Corsair, thermal-take, and a generic fan, and they're all working. Now that's on the low module, like I said, high module. Like I said, if you have any questions or any comments, hit me down below and let me know what you guys think.